Now, if you scrolled on LinkedIn for even 2 minutes, you'll have seen these posts that say, comment down below and I'll send you X. This kind of content is called a lead magnet. And the purpose is to attract prospects into your funnel where you can then add them to an owned list so that now you can sell more directly to them. There are a lot of creators you'll see on the platform doing this, and some are doing it really well. But today I want to walk through the top creators and what they're doing, what they could improve, what they might be missing so that you can replicate it and make a good lead magnet funnel for yourself. By the way, my name is Drew. I'm a founder and a marketer, and I've spent years writing and selling on LinkedIn. In that time, I've racked up millions of impressions, generated thousands of leads for founders. So basically, I've been around the block and I understand what makes a good lead magnet and what doesn't. By the end of this video, you'll understand what a lead magnet funnel should look like, how powerful they can be, what the top founders are doing, so you know what you should and shouldn't be doing when creating your funnel. Right, so let's jump onto the screen. So first up, I've pulled Chris Donnelly, huge guy on the platform, 1 million followers over that. He's just launched a new brand. And so I found this lead magnet, which is basically talking about AI SEO. Now, you can identify a lead magnet basically by understanding that it's trying to capture information for a bit of value in exchange. And what people will do is often or not, you'll see comment down below X and I'll send it to you. Now, the thing with Chris, obviously he's massive. So some smaller creators, you might want to connect with people first before you send them the resource, because then you've actually got a connection with them and then you can actually message them directly. LinkedIn doesn't allow you to message directly unless you've got Pro, and not all founders have that. But at his scale, it makes sense that he's actually just saying comment down below and I'll send it to you. And you can see here, I don't even need to comment below because actually he's just sent the link here that I can click on really easily. Now, this is a good little landing page he's got for his new product Searchable, which I believe is a SaaS that helps you to get identified by AI. So, when you type into ChatGPT, who are the best founders for X, then it pulls up your profile and your business. So great thing here is that front and center, he's got the capture. And really what you want here is to capture people's information. Although I can see that he's not capturing emails or anything, which I would say is the purpose of getting to an own audience, is so that you can actually sell directly your product or your service. So you can see here, he's got some decent information. I would say there's probably a lot going on here, but this is slightly different when it comes to, a company product as a SaaS rather than just a service or a product that you offer independently. So let me type in my website here. Okay, great. So we see that first. The one thing I will say is the more buttons there are to click, the higher the friction is. So, if I'm clicking on all of these things, this is a prime opportunity for me to go, actually, I can't bother to do this. I'm just going to move on. So, I've already put the website in. I don't know why I have to repeat it, but so this is a bit of an interesting one as well. They're asking for what we should call the report. I'm not sure, you tell me, this is what you're reporting on. And again, there's just more friction here, right? So the more we have to enter, the easier it is for someone to just click off. Another thing I would say, when it comes to your lead magnet and your funnel, it needs to be as smooth as possible, because what you want is just, okay, here's what you get, here's what it does, here's what I want from you for that. And normally the simplest answer is the right one, and you should really just be getting your email address put in there so that they can sell directly to me. Searchable right now, they haven't got a way to email me or send any automations or anything. And that's a really powerful tool, is being able to have a direct line to your customer, be able to call them up or email them and say, hey, you should buy a product. If you're selling something and you don't know who your client is or who your ICP is, it's going to be very difficult to make sales on that product. So I would say, again, like this, be that door-to-door salesman. When it comes to a lead magnet, you want your funnel to be super simple, where here, you get X, comment down below and I'll send you the report. Cool, go onto a funnel, put your email in, because people, when they're buying things, the email is where you purchase stuff, right? In your email inbox, that's where all the important information goes, whether it be invoices from clients or even just like as an employee, where you're booking all your travel, where you're making all of your main important decisions, that's done in the email. And that's really important to actually understand that kind of friction. So here he's put up some interesting sites. So competitors, these people aren't my competitors, they're too big. These are all massive brands, but I guess if you have to select one or two, then sure, let's just put in a couple. So I've got to put in 3. Okay, finally, now we're getting towards the email capture. So that's, what was that, like 5 or 6 bits of information that I had to put in before I actually got the email capture. What I would personally do if I was Chris is I would swap that around. I'd put the email capture first, and then if anything, I can still capture that email address, and then I can set up automations. Then after that, I would put in the, okay, what's your website, who are your competitors, etc. And I can add that to my database if they submit. But there's something that you can do with cookies, and you'll see here why cookie tracking is on there, because if they do actually put in an email address and they don't submit, sometimes you still can capture that. It depends on where you're from, what country, what the regulations are, but there is the ability to do that as well. So let me put in my email, and I actually have to put in a password here, which is quite interesting. This is actually creating me an account, and I've not really signed up to an account. I don't want an account. All I want is the report, and there's more friction here. So now I have to go to my email and actually verify it within 50 seconds. That's such a high amount of friction that actually I just probably can't be bothered to do that. So realistically, there's going to be a lot of people dropping off because they can't be bothered to do what I'm doing, because the amount of friction that it's taken for me to actually get into this lead magnet is ridiculous. I'm getting a free report, but it's been 5 minutes and I still haven't gotten anything for free. Okay, it's built me a report, great. Take me to the report, let's see. Now there's 2 things I'd say here. One, it's obviously good that it's bespoke and it's using AI to actually do some research. But 2, it hasn't actually given me the thing that I want it to do. It's like, no, I want to get the thing that I've signed up for, the thing that I've come here for, right? Don't delay me by, you know, creating all this friction. So that is one thing I'd say. It's great that it's customizable, but still nothing in my inbox. And look at this, right? I'm already getting automations from Chris, but I still haven't got the report. Right, let's have a look at this loom from Chris and see what he says. So they've almost said, oh, get your free report and then you can, you know, find out X, but actually they've already signed me up for an account. It's a little bit cheeky, if you ask me. They've asked me to sign up for a report and they've actually just signed me up to their product. I don't even know if their product's good yet. I'm not even sure if the information they're giving me is solid. And that seems a bit sneaky to me. It does seem a bit sneaky. And I still haven't got the report. Now we've finally got the report. Okay, so we've got a 2.7 out of 100. Not surprising. I don't have any traffic on my site and it's very new, so that makes sense. But let's have a look at this report inside of the app, right? Great first little document here. There's a lot going on here, I would say. All I would say is that it might be trying to do too much. It's almost like a really nice Beamer that's like been spec'd up by some 17-year-old geezer, you know, your black rims, fully blacked out, it's got a nice carbon bumper, but then it's like, you know, a 1 litre. There's not much going on under the hood. So the one thing I'd say is you want to give loads of value away rather than just make it look nice. Something that's got bad packaging but has a lot of value is way better than something that's got really bad packaging but is really valuable. Here, in all fairness, I'm probably not Chris's target market for his lead magnet, but there is a lot going on here and it looks really nice and it looks great, but like how valuable is this? I would say to Chris, brilliant, packaging's great, but you might want to just actually make your lead magnet capturing a little bit easier, because right now there's so much friction when it comes to actually getting the info and then actually getting the result or the thing that you signed up for in the first place. Now on to the second one, which is Matt Lakovich. I'm not sure how you say his name. Australian fella, also pretty big in the LinkedIn space. He's got 100,000 followers. I believe he does kind of training on how to create good LinkedIn content and how to, you know, make money for your business through LinkedIn. He's pretty big in the space and he's also got a decent following on YouTube and all sorts of stuff. So this is what I like to see. So immediately, you know, you click into his post, you can see it's a lead magnet post because it says comment DM for the LinkedIn Cold Bible and you'll get it within 24 hours. Now, he's obviously just come back and edited it, right, and just put the link straight in there. So if you were scrolling his profile, you can just grab the link straight away and get some value. Now, what I really like about Matt's page here is, one, there's nothing to scroll to. You can't scroll anywhere else. You can't really click on anything else. Sure, you can click on 7-Figure Creators, which is his course. Other than that, the only other thing that he's looking for is your information. And he's going to get it, right? He's also asking for a phone number, which is pretty cheeky. I'm not sure why you would want the phone number, to be honest. I'm not sure if he's going to send automations there or if he's going to get his team to call you, but it does seem a little bit sneaky. Also, when it comes to friction, people are more likely to give away their email address, but they're less likely to give away their phone number. So one thing I might say to Matt is actually, unless someone's planning to call me and he's going to try and sell to me specifically, is that really necessary? And let's see. So straight away, click and submit button. What do we get? Okay, keep an eye on your inbox. Cool, this is quite nice. I like this. So he's obviously got, I believe this will be a form embedded, might be a tally form embedded into his process so that once the email's captured, he can get more information. And obviously the more information you can get on a client, the more likely you are to sell to them. So this is cool, I like that. I'm not gonna input that information in there because I don't want him to have it. I don't want him to sell to me, to be honest. Go to my inbox and see if he has emailed me. Okay, so that's one thing I'd say to Matt is the quicker you can get the thing into the inbox, the more likely someone is to buy from you or convert into your funnel. Now, obviously, yes, you've got my information, but I still haven't got your lead magnet, right? I kind of want that quite quickly. It's almost like that quick, right, dopamine rush, right? Because people want things quickly. It's like Amazon, you want your parcel delivered the next day. You don't want to wait 7 days or 2 weeks because you're excited about it. You want it quickly. So the same goes for your lead magnet. The quicker it is to get to your inbox, the more likely that person is to hold you in higher value, really. So that's something to think about. And we've still got nothing. It's been about 2-3 minutes now. The next person is Simon Squibb. So Simon's obviously pretty large on social media. He's trying to help people achieve their dreams. He's got about 230,000 followers on LinkedIn. Now, if we look at this post, it's not got that same structure as the others where it's, comment down below and I'll send you the link. Here's more a bit cheeky. If you want X to get started, then you can, right? Now, if you click on this link here, it takes you to a quiz. Now, let's do this quiz and see how Simon actually captures information. Because at the end of the day, all he really wants is to find out more about you to see if you're a potential prospect that he can eventually sell to you. So he's promising that this is going to take 3 minutes and there's no commitment afterwards. It's to build a personalized roadmap and get guidance on how to build your dream lifestyle. Okay, so what do I like to do more than anything in the world? What are my best skills? What do you like to do? Or what problem would you like to solve? I know obviously Simon he's very philanthropic, right? So he's basically trying to help people achieve their dreams. He's less trying to capture revenue, but it is important. Okay, so finally at the end of the quiz is when he has that email capture. Now I would say to Simon, it might be decent to A/B test what gives you more signups. Would you put this at the beginning or should you put this at the end? Now his team might have tested this already, but the one thing I'd say is, like I said before, is that the more options you've got for people, the more likely they are to click away, right? And that's your bounce rate. Is if something is too much for someone, they're going to click off and they're not going to do it. So I would say to Simon is, okay, is it worthwhile just having your email just at the beginning and then having all those answers afterwards? And at least then you can kind of capture some sort of email and have some sort of automation on the back end rather than having it all at the end, because that was quite a lot of questions to dig through. I just gave bare bones answers, but for other people, is that going to be more friction than just putting your name and your email address in at the beginning? Right, so now let's actually put my information in and see if Simon will send me something good. Okay, so you do have to actually tick the box as well. Okay, so what I do like about this is that it's straight in. You don't have to go to my email to then actually jump into the lead magnet, still right into his website. So that is something that I do like. So here he's giving you recommendations on what you could do and what thing you could start with, very easy recommendations, the budget, etc. So let's see, LinkedIn profile audit service. Well, that's funny because that's exactly what I do. So, oh, and if you made it this far, there's 2 links in the description. One is to get a free profile audit just like this, but on your profile, and I'll do it on a future video. And number 2 is to get your profile completely redone by me, which is a service that I offer. So yeah, so click those links in the description, but make sure you wait till the end of the video to do that. Cool, you picked LinkedIn profile audit, service for job hunters. Let Simon's team launch it with you. Yes, claim my spot and show me the roadmap. Okay, interesting. So it looks like he's trying to get you further down into the funnel, which is some sort of webinar or some sort of automation or something like that. Let's click both of these and see how they get on. Oh, wow. Okay. So Simon's team or our AI assistant will call you. If there are spaces, Simon's team will be in touch within the next few hours. So let me see if I get a call from them whilst we're doing this video. The other thing is to open my roadmap. Interesting. The only thing that I would say for Simon here is there's a lot going on, man. Like, I'm a bit overwhelmed. Obviously, I'm talking through this video and I'll kind of walk through and give you value as you do this, but there's a lot to go on. You know, talking about tools, talking about how do you start doing this. You know, it's obviously got a lot of stuff built in. Look, some of these buttons don't even work. I imagine he's got partnerships with some of these companies and he might get an affiliate, you know, percentage of whenever you buy. But all I would say is there's a lot going on here. I almost would prefer some sort of email automation that just lays it out really clearly on, oh, here's what we do, you know, here's a service, because there's a lot going on here, right? And if I look at simonsquib.com, let's have a look at Simon's actual website. Now, if we look at Simon's actual website, there is quite a lot going on. Straight away here, this is something I like this a lot actually, which is just your name and your email address. Now you can just directly sell your products and services or whatever it is that generates revenue for your business to these people. Whereas this whole quiz is just so big and long and there's a lot going on. I would say simplify it, make it really, really easy. When I look at this, it's too hard, there's too much going on. I would say if your grandma can't navigate it, then it's almost too much. That is something that I would almost look at for Simon Squibb here. Looks like I've got an email from Simon Squibb, which is great. Congrats on finding your dream. That's the hardest step done. My team will personally build this business with you. We don't want money, we just want to help. That's pretty cool. I like this. I'm not really sure how this fits into his actual business. I know the guy made a lot of money, but I'm imagining that he's gonna need to make some profit to pay employees, to pay content team, marketing team. So, you know, there is an element of me that goes, okay, I'm a bit skeptical of actually, you know, Mr. Nice Guy. I still haven't got this LinkedIn cold DM Bible. So that's something that I would work on from Matt's team, is make sure that that hits your inbox as soon as possible. Moving on from Simon, let's get on to Daniel Priestley. If you don't know who Daniel Priestley is, he's a massive author. So, you know, you can see here, awarded Entrepreneur of the Year, 7 times business books. And yeah, he's written quite a lot. He's done quite well for himself and he's now taken to LinkedIn. He's been on the platform for quite a long time and he's got 141,000 followers. So he's pretty big on the platform, pretty big in general. I believe his YouTube is also quite big. Yeah, Daniel Priestley, 172,000 subscribers as well. So let's check out his LinkedIn lead magnet. Now, I will say again, it's not the traditional route. Some creators, when they get onto that bigger scale, like Daniel has, they do have to orient their funnel slightly differently. So they haven't got, you know, comment down below and I'll send it over, but they have got just direct links to here to get a lead magnet, right? So now, again, you've got the ability to scroll. Now, the one thing I will say here is that there's actually 2 CTAs. So your call to action should be the same. It should just be, give me your information and get the pack now, right? It should just be one thing, access now. I want to know how to get onto this. The other thing that I would say is, do you need to have an access now button, right? I would say, like Matt, if you actually optimize your landing page to make it easier so that like your grandma could do it, do you need this button here? But if I click anywhere else, is it going to take me anywhere else on the site? Other than if I click on the copyright button, which weirdly takes me to scoreapp.com, which is an interesting link. I'm not sure that's in the right place, to be honest. But here's what I'd say. Do you need this access now button? Could you not just have this actually built into the page? And do I need to be able to scroll? Because I already know what I kind of want to get from here. This is what I'll get. I'll get the entrepreneur journey map. I'll get the 24 assets roadmap. I'll get a free digital copy of the book. So I already know what I want. Just give it to me. Just put that straight in the page. Make it really simple for me to actually just put my information in and get the resource that I want to get. So, okay, now I'm going to click get instant access. Let's have a look. Okay, so straight away, it takes me to nothing. So I don't know if I've actually got access to that thing. Is it going to send it to my inbox? I would like to see some sort of confirmation here that goes, thanks for submitting your information. You know, it'll be in your inbox shortly. And whilst you wait, answer a few questions. Just something simple and easy that makes me as a customer understand what I'm going to get, where it's going to go, did it actually work? Because what if I just click off this now and I don't get the thing? Well, now I'm not in the funnel. You might have my information, but you haven't told me where to go, what to do. So I would say maybe a little bit of text saying, thanks for your information, thanks for the submission, whilst you wait, before it hits your inbox in 2 minutes, just answer this. So this takes me to another landing page where there's a lot going on again. I've got a VSL for something. Not sure about this VSL, what it's trying to do. I'd like to see it more problem focused. If you're struggling to generate 7 figures in revenue in your business, but you know you have the capability to, here are the 7 things that we've found that can really help accelerate your business into those 7 figures, right? I want it to be more problem focused on if you fit into X profile, i.e. if this is you, then here's what you should do about it, right? Again, I would say there's a lot going on. I would say there's too many CTAs. There's book a call, there's download journey map, there's access 24 assets heat map, there's download the book. What if I want to do all of those? Or what if I don't want to do any of those? So I would say, is it better to just have one physical CTA? If you fit into X category, then book a call with me below, or book a call with my team. I'd love to speak to you if you're doing X. I think it's great, to be fair, if you're going to have a consultation or something along those lines to get all of that information, which is great from Daniel. I have to say that is brilliant because now he's got more understanding of what the business is doing, how many people are in it, what the revenue was, etc. But I would probably like to see one CTA here rather than 5 because now there's just too much going on. If I click on this and I start reading his book and I go, oh, nah, I don't really like this. Now I'm going to X this and I'm not going to be able to find this page again because I'm going to have to go through this link and do that whole quiz again. It's good to give free access and free stuff away, but genuinely I would put more influence on the thing that you want people to take on that page. And the fewer things that it is, the better, because now people know exactly where to go. We've even got an email from Daniel, which is good. Actually, that counteracts the point that I just made when you lose access to all those things. So scratch that, right? You now have access to the journey map, the assets, and the key person of influence book straight in one thing. But again, I would orient this landing page to be the one thing, the one action that you want people to take. Because again, now I've just found these resources in my email. So if I really wanted them, I could find them again. So on that main funnel, it needs to be really clear, it needs to be really simple who this is for. If you're having this problem, then make sure to click below and book in a call or something like that. It should be as simple as that because then your grandma or anyone who is not that tech friendly can click through it and knows exactly what to do. It's almost like a casino. The architecture, if you don't know, is all oriented towards making you walk back past the tables. You'll never find a corner in a casino. They're normally rounded edges and there's always carpets with lights telling you where to go, how to get to the tables because they want people to gamble and spend more money. So it needs to be the same with your funnel is where do you want people to go? What action do you want them to take? Because at the end of the day, what you want is for them to actually buy from you and how do you move them towards that action? Okay, and that's it. Like I said, there's 2 links below if you got this far. There's one to submit your profile for a future video. And number 2, if you think, oh, this bloke really knows what he's talking about, then you can get your profile completely sorted out by me. I'll have a look at your funnel. We can do the whole shebang so that people will move from your LinkedIn all the way into actually converting. So you can actually capture all the prospects that go onto your LinkedIn profile and convert them into a real paying customer.